Good afternoon. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to another edition of AQSA is Calling. My name is Faraz Patel. Well, yesterday we had a debate between Naeem Jinnah and Roland Marks. Today we are returning to our normal programming. We, of course, will be crossing over to three guests. Well, let me cross over to my first guest. Is somebody that gives us an update from the ground in Gaza. It's none other than Brother Imam Ahmad. Brother Ahmad, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and shukran again for joining us.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yes, brother, I am now inside Khan Yunis city. As you see, the destructions behind me, complete destruction of this house, this building. It's nearly a 4-story building here in Gaza. It's been completely destroyed. And now I'm interviewing our Dr. Jihad Al-Assal. He's a professor of the English language at Al-Aqsa University in Gaza.
Okay.
So inshallah, you can speak to him. He's the owner of this building.
Okay.
He can inshallah speak to you directly about the suffering, his tragedy, his suffering, his family, about the situations of the people here in Gaza. So I'm now letting you inshallah a conversation, have an interview with Dr. Jihad inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum, Doctor. Shukran so much for joining us. Doctor, I see that the Jazakallah so much. Shukran for joining us. Doctor, the destruction, I can see the destruction. And again, this is just one of many buildings that, of course, face the wrath of the bombing by the Israeli army. Just describe for us the feeling as a doctor, as a professor, somebody who's dedicated his time and effort into educating, just to see this all being destroyed in a matter of minutes.
First of all, thank you for giving me this great opportunity to talk to you and to report to you our own suffering and share you and other people also my story, as well as my real life experience under the bombardment, under destruction. It was on last Wednesday, exactly at 6 a.m. in the morning, without a prayer, even warning, or as they say that we do warn the civilian to leave the place. No, but in fact, that moment, I mean to say that that moment exactly, there were no even any warning. It was at 6 a.m. in the morning. We felt that, okay, there was a bombardment, could be about 150 meters away from us. So we felt we have to go to a safe place. That's why we went down to the stair house in order to protect ourselves, as it is the most safe place. Though, in fact, no safe place over here. I mean to say all over Gaza. All by sudden, we heard the bombardment. It was close, very close to us. We felt the shaking of the building. And I didn't realize, it took me about a second or something like that to realize that it is my own place which is being under attack at the moment. In fact, I would like to say, or to make something clear, I have nothing to do with even any military organization, and even none of my family. I'm basically an educator. I mean to say I work in an education field. My brother also is a psychiatrist. My other brother is a biologist. We have nothing to do even with politicians or military. Okay. At that moment, me, my 2 children, and the rest of my family were in the storehouse. I was just under the stairway when I realized that the bombardment and the building began to collapse. In fact, we went out of the ruins itself. As I would like just to report something, or to say something which my son told me, that as that I felt at that moment I was dead and I being tortured in hell. He said that because it was the temperature, it was even over 70 degrees. We felt the heat. That's why even I went out of my place under the bombardment. Then it was really a narrow escape.
Doctor, I want to ask with regards to what you've just mentioned now, because we've heard the UN saying that there is no evidence that there was military targets within these within the residential houses, meaning that Hamas wasn't obviously, hiding behind the residents or the citizens of Gaza. And number two, warnings. I mean, yesterday we had a lady from Israel telling us that the IDF generally warns the Palestinian people that, hey, listen, we're coming to bomb you. So can you give us from your experience, are those two things that you experienced, obviously, before the bombing of where you are standing right now?
Well, I'm speaking about my personal experience. They didn't warn me, and I bet anyone who even warned us. Okay, there could be warning in other places, but in my case or in my house, no prior warning at all. And I assure you and assure all those who even will hear this, I mean to say this meeting all over the world, I have nothing to do with any military organization.
Okay, Doctor, you're an educator. Again,
Yes.
this is, I mean, the university is such an important part of trying to keep the education going. As we know, education seems to be a struggle for the people of Gaza. How do you feel knowing that you now have to restart and try and get everything back on track?
Actually, my own library is completely destroyed. The means to communicate with my own student, I lost the communication with them. I was supposed to go online and lecture them, do exams. Give them exams. But in fact, now I'm completely cut or entirely cut from my own work. I have no idea when I will be able to be back online and to teach my students and to do my own work.
Doctor, before I let you go, and of course, if you can, before I cross over to Imam Ahmed, your message to the South African community, your message to the people, whoever watching right now, as a Gazan citizen, what is it, not only as an educator, not only as somebody from the Ummah of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, but just a human being? What is your message?
My message is, I believe that human, basically regardless or we belong to any nation, basically we are a human being. There is a human being rights. Okay, there are human being rights. These rights must be observed all over the world, regardless whatever my race is, whatever my nation, whatever my religion. There is a greater message that as we are a human being, then we hope that that will be, will be dealt with in people or in Gaza or anywhere in the world in the human being basis.
Doctor, we thank you so much. We say shukran to you. If you can, just pass the device back to Brother Ahmed. We really appreciate it. And I say jazakallah to you for making the time for us. Well, while the doctor is obviously passing the device through to Ahmed, you can see right behind there is destruction and carnage everywhere there. And I think, it's that in itself just shows the damage to what it has done to the livelihoods of the people of Gaza. So we are waiting for the doctor to just give the device back to Brother Ahmed.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And it is my great pleasure.
No.
Have a nice time. Wish you all the best.
No.
Yes, here is Ahmed with you.
Okay, shukran so much to you, Doctor. And we continue to make dua that you are able to go ahead and re-establish your educational facility and continue to educate those students. Brother Ahmed, can you hear me? Brother Ahmed?
Yes, I hear you,
Okay,
brother.
okay.
To all the viewers. Yes, brother.
No, shukran again for making the time, for allowing us, the doctor. Brother Ahmed, where you are right now, of course, when we spoke to you on Tuesday, you were in another part of Gaza. Just give an idea of the viewers of the rebuilding now for the people.
Yeah.
Of course, the United States said that they're going to be giving aid to the people of Gaza. But just how much is needed for the areas that you are right now in order to at least rebuild the lives of the people?
Yes, brother. I'm now inside Khan Yunis city, and as you see, the destructions, until now, there is no updates about the reconstructions mechanism, because now all the international community, they call for the reconstructions and rebuilding of Gaza. But as you know, my brothers and sisters, until now, the people here, we are visiting them, they feel frustrated because most of them, they lost their homes, their apartments, their stuff, everything. They lost all their memories in these buildings. So my brothers and sisters, my message from here, from Gaza, that situation is going worse. As you know, no electricity, no water, everything is destroyed here. When we visited these homes, you know, they are suffering. They need your support, your help. They need that all the international community, they call for sympathy and solidarity with the Palestinian people in this difficult time. And as before, just little minutes, as we have interviewed the Professor Jihad, he has spoken about his experience during this attack when he lost all his library, his home, his staff, and the horror which he has lived in Gaza. You see, this is a piece of the bombing. You see, this is a piece of the shelling which is being attacked in Gaza. So as you see, dear brothers and sisters, this is a part of the bomb. Yeah. So I think we are speaking about destroyed life here in Gaza. People are suffering. There's no updates about the period of reconstruction and rebuilding of Gaza until now. And I think it needs maybe at least 1 year to start the reconstruction.
Brother Ahmed, one final question before I let you go. We just saw the United Nations coming with a report that they said that there is no evidence that Hamas was obviously operating from civilian territory, meaning the homes of the citizens of Gaza or wherever the citizens of Gaza are residing. So is that something that you concur with the report? Because we've heard a lot of people from Israel saying, well, Hamas is hiding in civilian territory. So can you give the viewers just of your knowledge of whether this is true or not true?
Yes, brother. In Gaza, most of the houses which have been destroyed and been under attack, they are civilians. You see the example of this professor. He's civilian. He's civilian, and all his family are civilians. And also, I would like to share you the experience of complete family which have been completely killed in this attack. Abu al-Auf family, Al-Kolak family in Gaza. These are civilian families who are sleeping. Abu al-Auf family, most of this family, they are educated. Most of its family members, they were living inside Germany. They are not connected to any military or to any political party in Gaza. But because they are civilians, Israel attacked them and killed them. I can also, Al-Alul family, he's a doctor, he's a physician. So most of them, they are educated, they are civilians. They are working in civil organizations, they are working in civil positions in Gaza. So I think this is something which Israel tried to publish, that they are targeting military homes, but on the ground, no. All these homes, they are civilians' homes, are they related to civilians? You see, these houses, as you see, all the families, they were residing, they are staying under the stairs here in Gaza, in their homes, and suddenly they were under attack.
Imam Ahmed.
So I can assure for you, brother. I can assure for you, brother.
You can finish.
All the homes here, most of the homes here have been destroyed. Yeah.
Well, there you go, Imam Ahmed concurring with the United Nations report. And if you are hearing it from the ground, then it definitely has to be true. There is no two ways about that. Imam Ahmed, I say shukran to you once again for making time for us. Inshallah, we'll be speaking to you tomorrow on the blessed day of Jummah.
Inshallah, inshallah. Okay, brother. Jazakallah.
No, barakallah feekum. That is Brother Imam Ahmed giving us updates every day from Gaza with regards to what is going on down there. As you can see, the Al-Aqsa University in Gaza bombed. You hear the pains, you hear the cries of Professor Jihad just saying how much work now needs to go in for him to go ahead and have these classes with his students. Everything destroyed in a matter of seconds. So you just have to see right there with regards to how bad the situation is in Gaza. And the more we bring you from the ground, the more people understand the plight of the Palestinian people. Well, after the break, we'll be back with AQSA is Calling.
Hi guys, how are you? My name is Amina. I am from Gaza. So today I will talk about what happened for us for the last weeks. So in the last weeks actually we was getting so much hard time. We didn't know how to sleep. We didn't know. Actually, everybody was supporting us to not be afraid. We have to be strong. Actually, but themselves was afraid because like the bombing was next to us, side of us actually. And we are so much scared.
Well, you might be asking, who is that brave, courageous girl? Her name is Amina Algara, and we have her live on Zoom. Amina, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We say shukran to you so much for joining us.
Thank you for chanting me. Thank you.
Okay, Amina, tell the world about yourself, please.
Hello. Hi guys, my name is Amina. I am from Gaza Strip. I am 13. Honestly,
The floor is yours, Amina. Please tell everyone, what do you like? What do you want to be when you grow up?
actually, I confuse between two fields. It's translation and photography.
Oh, okay, wow.
I want to be translation to deliver my message in all language or to tell everybody.
Okay, and Amina, tell us about the lives of children in Gaza. Like, everyone has dreams and aspirations, but of course, it hasn't gone your way so far. So just tell the world about the children of Gaza and how it is to be a young person living in that city of Palestine.
Yes, childhood in Gaza live in wars and fear, but childhood in the other worlds and other countries, it's feel like safety and so much fun. But here we are always scared and feared.
But Amina, you sound like such a brave girl. What makes you brave? What makes you so courageous? Because you, as a child, you're supposed to be sad and scared and lonely. But why do you have this bravery?
I am a brave because it's not the first time for me.
No, and we are
Actually, is that I have experienced the same feeling of the children who lost their father and those who lost their parents, because I lost my father and my uncle in the Israel war in 2014.
Okay, but and Amina, we continue to make dua that your father and your uncle, Allah grant them Jannatul Firdaus, inshallah, Ameen, fill their qabr with nur. And you know, when I was speaking to you before we went on air, Amina, you sounded so excited. Would you like to visit South Africa one day?
Of course, I hope this.
Inshallah. And of course, you have a friend in me now. I'm your new friend in South Africa. You've got my number, so you can. Yes. But Amina, I just wanted to also ask you, like, your friends, I mean, when you're with your friends, what are the things that you guys talk about in Gaza? Because when I was 13 years old, we would talk about wanting to play football, we would talk about our education. But what do you and your friends talk with in Gaza, knowing that the situation there is completely different?
Actually, in Gaza, we don't talk about how to play. We are just scared to. We are just talking about war, and we are all scared. And we don't have time to talk with other. Corona, and then come war and Corona and war and come just like this. This is our life in Gaza.
Okay, Amina, I've got one last question for you. What is your message to the people of South Africa? Your message to the world? We had a video of you, of course, describing what you experienced in 2014. It's now 7 years on. I know that you experienced it, of course, when you were 6 years old, but you've matured so much. Alhamdulillah, you sound so mature. You sound so brave. What is your message to the world as a girl, a brave girl from Gaza who wants to just dream and just wants to be part of a world where she can contribute?
Actually, for me, my dad died and my uncle, and I'm just so sad. So when we're coming for us, I just be so much scared because I scared to lose someone like my relative, my family, someone, and I have to be not be afraid. So please be strong like me. I'm so on this firm, and when I grow up, I just want to be maybe translation photography to say how the Israel that is just there's nothing.
Okay, you have brothers and sisters, am I right, Amina? Do you have any siblings?
No, thank you.
Okay, all right. You don't have siblings, so you're the only child.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what, Amina? We thank you. We say Jazakallah to you, shukran, for making time for us. I want to just ask you, this is a request from me, please continue to be brave. Please continue to be strong. You are the youth of Palestine. You are the youth of the world. And you know what? Your inspiration and what you do every day will continue to inspire children across the world. Children who are in your situation, who are suffering because of war, but also children who are not suffering because of war. And when you do come to South Africa, I promise you have a friend in me, and you will be able to experience South Africa.
Come for South Africa.
Yes.
I just want to be a friend and see you.
No.
I'm just.
No problem. And when I come to Palestine, I have a friend in you. When I come to Gaza, I have a friend in you. So it was such a pleasure having you, Amina. Please continue to be brave. Please continue to be strong. And we will definitely speak again.
Thank you.
No, it's an absolute pleasure. Well, there we go. A girl from Gaza who just continues to show her bravery and her strength with regards to what they are facing right now. You just have to see that. And look at her. She's just so positive about life despite what has happened. And for myself as an adult, we can draw so much inspiration with regards to that. Well, we do have just about 15 minutes left of the show. And our next segment, of course, we'd like to bring in Razina Lahaye from Baked on Grant. Now, I don't know if you've been following social media. Baked on Grant, of course, they're based in Norwood, a lovely bakery. And they've been receiving a lot of racial abuse from various customers. Now, of course, they've been doing a charitable donation drive in order to raise funds for Palestine. So what had happened was, you do get these extremists, racists are everywhere, and unfortunately they decided to go ahead and do it on the Baked on Grant social media pages. So I have with me Razina Lahaye. Razina, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi. Oh well, Razina, we've just lost Razina. So we are going to try and establish a connection back with her, and she'll be able to go ahead and give us an idea of what is going on with regards to the bakery and how they're dealing with it after the break. Now, welcome back to AQSA is Calling. Earlier on, I mentioned, of course, we have Razina Lahaye from Baked on Grant. She's the owner of this lovely bakery. Earlier on, I mentioned, of course, racial abuse for the bakery just doing a human touch to something. And that is, of course, a donation to the people of Palestine. But unfortunately, right-wing extremists, you get this all around the world, and right here in South Africa decided, well, you know what, maybe we should go ahead and post racial slurs. The use of the K word was also used. That is a sad reality of what is currently happening in our country. But let me go through to Razina, and of course she'll be able to give us an idea of what had happened. Razina, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and jazakallah for joining us here on AQSA is Calling.
Wa alaikum salam, Firaz. Jazakallah for inviting me onto your show.
No, it's an absolute pleasure. Razina, I'm going to leave the floor to you. The racial abuse that we saw, it was very, very nasty. As an owner, it may have hurt even more.
Oh, absolutely. So if I can just step back and tell you how it all actually started. About a week ago, I reposted the clip on why we should be boycotting clover. And obviously, as a bakery, I use fresh cream, milk, and butter on a daily basis. So when I saw this from the PSA, I realized that this was actually a way that I could tangibly make a difference in the lives of the Palestinians. And on the clip, I wrote a tagline stating that we will continuously assess our suppliers and ensure that we do not support, where there are suitable alternatives, companies who give some of their money or their profits to apartheid regimes such as Israel. So the hate messages and calls actually started from last week. As a family, and that's what we are at Baked on Grant, is a family. I don't see my staff as employees. We took the stance of just ignoring it, because most of it obviously was empty threats and people just posting on Facebook that everyone should boycott Baked on Grant because of our anti-Semitic comments, which obviously was not the case. So we ignored it. It was absolutely ridiculous. It was coming from people who didn't even know we existed. Definitely not our customers. It was just people trying to post their own agendas. And then on Saturday, we partook in the community initiative to raise funds for Palestine, where most of the businesses on Grant Avenue in Norwood actually were doing something to raise awareness for the Palestinians. We baked cupcakes, and we got cupcakes supplied from other lovely lady suppliers, which we sold, and obviously all the proceeds were donated to the cause. So after Saturday, the abuse and the messages and the phone calls really intensified to a point where I answered a call on Sunday, and the caller was pretending to order a cake, in which he said I must write, "I love Hamas." So yes, we were called terrorists, as Muslims are just generally labeled when they have nothing else to call us. And then he went on to swear me, and he actually used the K word. So this caught me completely by surprise. I tried to have a conversation with him, but when he brought that up, I was taken aback, because obviously that word is deliberately used to degrade, to bring up emotions, and to obviously arouse anger. And then after that, we actually got a WhatsApp message, which came through from an Israeli number, which threatened to bomb our bakery and all the terrorists that work and live inside there. So it's actually become quite personal and quite ugly. So we sought advice after that point, where lawyers actually told us to go and open up a case of intimidation and harassment, which we have done.
Razina, I'm just listening to this and I'm actually getting shivers down my spine, because, you get these numbers from Israel, stating that they actually want to bomb your bakery. How does it feel as an owner knowing that what you're doing, you're just doing something to contribute to humanity? It's not like you're going ahead and say, hey, you know what, I'm funding Hamas through this money. That surely does hurt, but knowing that you're doing something good, at least on that part of it, you can feel a sense of comfort that whatever profit or whatever I'm making with regards to this donation to Palestine, it's going to a good cause.
Definitely, and that's actually what we were insulted on Facebook, is there was the hate sayers were saying, how do we know that it actually reaches the Palestinians and that we are not funding the Hamas mansions in Gaza? So I think it's also very important as Muslims, when we respond to comments on Facebook or anywhere else, that we remember our akhlaq as Muslims, that we do not stoop to their levels, we do not resort to name calling and getting ugly. And we also must equip ourselves with the knowledge. It's good that we're all protesting. It's great that we're raising the funds, but I think we all need to, including myself first, we need to arm ourselves with the knowledge, and in that way we can also respond intelligently when we are labeled as terrorists and when we are labeled as that we are raising funds for Gaza. I mean, the strange thing is that we're a small bakery, so I think maybe that's why they felt they could target us, because we are small and they could actually see us and they could actually come and bully us physically. But we have raised funds for other initiatives since we've been in existence since 2018. But this is the first time where we've actually received such hate and such aggression. I think obviously on an international stage right now, we are seeing where anyone who is trying to raise awareness for the Palestinians, where anyone tries to speak up who is pro-Palestinian, you're immediately labeled as anti-Semitic, which is obviously not the case. And it's just used to cause divides, to cause tension, and it just shows blatant ignorance.
Razina, what has been very, very, exciting about our community, I'm talking about the respective Muslim community, and what gives us hope is that everyone has come out and support you. I've seen on the socials, I've seen a lot of people on Facebook coming out and really giving the thumbs up for Baked on Grant and saying that Baked on Grant is doing stuff for the good of humanity. That gives you hope, doesn't it? That gives you excitement, but not only from the Muslim community. I've even seen, a couple of Jewish people coming out and saying, we support Baked on Grant. A lot of the, our white compatriots, our black compatriots, you just see the Ubuntu of South Africa coming and supporting the bakery. That does give you hope and excitement, doesn't it?
Definitely, and I'm really thrilled and very humbled that my bakery has actually come to the fore in this plight. And like you say, it's not only Muslims, and I'm very grateful to the entire community. And to reiterate, we are not the victims in this case. We are strong, we're coming out stronger, and we have support. It is obviously most of my suppliers and most of my family and friends that have come on board to just give us better ratings than what the people are actually saying about the bakery. But alhamdulillah, the Ubuntu of South Africa has definitely come through. It's today I got a post from someone saying that they're Jew and they love our products and they'll continue supporting us. So it's got absolutely nothing to do with Jews versus Muslims. I never ever said anything negatively about Jews. It was literally a small amount of people who saw my comment on Clover and they used it. Obviously, they've got their own WhatsApp groups and that message was sent out and it was used to just cause division.
Razina, unfortunately, that's all the time we have for. I'd like to say Jazakallah to you for making the time. And if you are in the Joburg area, go pay a visit to Baked on Grant. These are good people, good hardworking South Africans, good tax-paying South Africans who just want to earn a living and give the community good stuff to eat. That's all they want to do. So do yourself a favor, visit Baked on Grant, and you will not regret it. Razina, I say Jazakallah to you, and thank you so much for making time for us.
Jazakallah to you, and I think it's so important that we all keep up the momentum of the support that we've already started. Now's not the time to back down, no matter how you're being intimidated, no matter how you're being bullied. I think we have the world coming the world is becoming more aware of the Palestinian cause, and it's great to be part of it. We have to start to make a difference. Jazakallah for your time. Thanks for having me.
No, you're welcome. That's Razina Lahaye. She's the owner of Baked on Grant. Well, that's all the time we have for here on AQSA is Calling. I will see you again same time, same place tomorrow. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.